in high definition.
A click of your mouse, a few taps on your keyboard, and it's pretty easy these days to find out a lot about anyone, especially someone who has been in the public eye. But when the State Children, Youth and Families Department hired a man for an important job working with kids, they missed something that they really did need to know, something that was very easy to find out. Here's News 13's Katie Kim on special assignment.
By now, we all know the score. Get in trouble even just once, and it lives forever on the internet. For many employers, it's become standard practice to do a quick web search about employee candidates just to see what pops up. But not so for New Mexico's Children, Youth and Families Department.
It's just essential that CYFD does their homework.
Democratic State Senator Bill O'Neill is concerned the state agency isn't making the grade.
These folks have a lot of responsibility, and the kids they're working with are extremely vulnerable.
In January, CYFD hired an Arizona man named LaTroy Campbell to look after New Mexico's troubled youth as a juvenile probation officer in its Santa Fe office.
He filled out the application thoroughly. He was interviewed thoroughly. His references were checked.
On paper, Campbell was more than qualified. He worked as an officer, detective, then sergeant at the police department in Goodyear, Arizona, just west of Phoenix. Campbell clearly stated on his CYFD job application that he resigned from the force. But no one in New Mexico bothered to ask him why during his interview. Turns out Campbell was at the center of an internal investigation at the Goodyear Police Department in 2010. We requested that file. Investigators claimed Campbell falsified police reports and closed criminal cases with little to no investigation. Some of those cases involved sex crimes against children. We did a quick internet search of his name and found many news reports about the case within seconds. It took the state 6 months to find out.
Some might say, why not do a simple Google search and this might come up? Is that something that's not typically done for state employees?
Well, it's not. Their Google search is not part of our process.
Campbell told Arizona investigators at the time he was overworked and his supervisors gave him no help. He resigned from the Goodyear police force in August 2010 while he was still under investigation. Campbell told News 13 in an email this week he took another job due to personal family issues. The Arizona equivalent of New Mexico's Law Enforcement Academy Board was looking into revoking Campbell's police certification, but he gave it up voluntarily. Juvenile Justice Director Sandra Stewart can't say if knowing Campbell's full work history would have affected his hiring in New Mexico, but she does say that someone should have asked him about his resignation.
There probably would have been a lengthy discussion about that.
That's a moot point now. Campbell was fired last week.
And is that a result of this issue?
That is a personnel matter, and I'm sorry, I can't discuss that.
Campbell wouldn't tell us either, but says leaving CYFD had nothing to do with what happened in Goodyear. Stewart didn't say whether this case would change future hiring practices at CYFD.
Certainly, I believe our extensive process is superior to doing just a Google search.
But do you think that having some of that information, knowing some of that information could be helpful in making hiring decisions?
Yes, I think it could.
On special assignment, Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
Campbell was making $20 an hour as a juvenile probation officer. In an email, he told us many of the allegations in the internal investigation in Arizona are untrue and that there were never any intentional actions.